right, it's party time, Mother. Today is my mother's birthday.
No, happy
birthday. So
Mama
as soon as we're
Prather.
done with this, whatever it is we do here, I'm going to call her, and I'm going to tell her happy birthday. And happy birthday, Gloria.
We love Gloria.
I freaked her out the other day on the phone. I talk to my mother. I call her once a week, and I don't talk on the phone. I hate talking on the phone. But I'll talk to my mother. Yeah. It's so, and I like talking to my mother, just to be clear. But I told her, I said, there's people out there who are, and I've never told her this. I said, people make fake accounts in your name and reach out. And she goes, what? Why? What? Huh? What? And I said, they're trying to scam people. They use your pictures. She goes, well, what do I do about that? I said, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. She said, should I get off of Facebook? Should I? And I'm like, no, Mom. Has nothing to do with any of that.
That's so sweet.
Anyway.
She's so pure.
Well, yeah. Sara Gonzales in the hot seat, the Puppet Master Mark, Super Chris Cruz, and Let's Love Brandon over there being conspicuously silent today. Chris doesn't have a voice. This may be a blessing. I don't know. Chris, the live chat last night I thought was in fuego. It was good. We kind of went off the rails.
It's really nice of you to speak his language so that he understands you.
He doesn't understand anything. Chris speaks his own language. It's his own language. But you know what? I got to say, God bless those guys over there for doing the great work that they do, because Lord knows I don't want to do it. And I'm thankful for you guys. You boys. Thankful for you boys. And yeah, we are gendering people around here.
Yes.
You look like a chola.
Thank you.
I don't know what
that's
that
what
is.
I was going for.
But that's what your husband said.
Yeah.
He said you look like a chola. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of makeup.
It wasn't the makeup. It was the
You
hair.
wear a lot of makeup.
I do wear a lot of makeup.
How long is it? And that's nothing wrong with that. How long does it take you to put on your makeup?
It actually does not take that long. Probably 30
You're
minutes.
You're pretty good at it.
I'm really good at it.
You could do it in your sleep.
I love doing it.
I've seen pictures of you, but I have never personally seen you without makeup on. Like I've never personally. I'm coming to the house one day.
Yeah.
Like Saturday morning. I'm going to just show up. I've never seen you without makeup on. That's true. Physically laid eyes on you. I've just seen pictures of you. You're a very attractive woman, even with no makeup on.
I appreciate
from
that.
the pictures I've seen.
From the pictures.
You may look like a haunted haint for all I know in real life.
Well, you'll have to find out.
Okay. All right. There's so much stuff that I want to talk about today, and I'm just delaying getting into it because, there's important things like inflation and the gas prices and war in Ukraine, the threat of nuclear bombs in New York, whatever blew up Hoover Dam yesterday. There's so many things we could talk about, but I want to talk about AOC. I want to talk about AOC and who was the other one that got arrested?
Ilhan Omar.
Quote unquote, Ilhan Omar.
I think 15 other House Democrats, but a lot of the other ones we don't know.
In quote, arrested. So I saw this. Chris sent me the tweet of it, the video of it. And do we have the video? Can we play it real quick?
So stupid.
If we could pull it. There it is. Oh. So there they are. They've got her in handcuffs. No, there's no handcuffs because there she is. She's going to throw a solidarity fist up in the sky.
No. You've got it all wrong.
What am I wrong about?
These are that's a new technology. These are they're invisible, and they're also magic. So they're invisible handcuffs.
Magic handcuffs.
And then you can do the fist only to virtue signal, but then you have to put
it right back there.
Yeah.
Now, when I saw this video, I noticed something immediately. Did what stood out to you besides the handcuff scenario? Which, by the way, she's not wearing handcuffs.
Right.
They're leading her away. She's got her arms behind her back. Did something stand out to you in that thing? Like what popped? Like there was something that just specifically popped.
The jacket?
The jacket. Why the F are you wearing a jacket? It's 95 degrees in Washington, D.C. Why look at this iconic shot with the fist in the air. Yes, in front of the Supreme Court.
Almost as if this was just a complete production and she planned for this to happen.
Yeah.
Along with Ilhan Omar, who, interestingly enough, was also wearing a jacket.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? They're wearing jackets, apparently, so it will look like they're in handcuffs. They're just being escorted away. I don't know if she's doing hard time. She didn't call me with her one phone call.
This is behind
And Chris,
bars.
I really think we need to do some form of a meme with a teardrop tattoo on AOC's face. Like,
Please do that.
Like, Is she in prison with the transgenders? Is there a chance she could get pregnant? Should we be concerned?
I mean, certainly I'm not concerned.
Is she in the yard right now at the women's penitentiary? Is she lifting weights? What the hell? I mean, we need to know about AOC's. Smile. But that little smirk and the little saunter like that, And remember, she's being escorted off by Capitol Police that she just said the other day in regards to Alex Stein that they don't do their job, and they also open the door and let people in on January 6th.
They don't protect them.
So something's going on. Somebody's kissing somebody's ass. Apparently, Capitol Police escorting her right away, and it looks like she's doing some hard time.
They were completely in on that.
Yeah.
Completely in on that.
Now, had this been a Republican, it would be all over. Yeah. I mean, this, again, the double standard for all of this. It would be all over the news cycle. It would be everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. But because it's AOC in the squad. And honestly, I didn't know Ilhan Omar did the same charade. But apparently, whatever.
She did. And she did the fist, too. She held her hands behind her back. I took a screenshot of the video that I saw. She turned, grinning from ear to ear, just gleeful that this was all happening the way that she wanted it to. And then again, at the very end of the video, you see her hold up her fist because she's wearing the same new technology, invisible magic handcuffs.
There she is. Yeah. She's got her handcuffs on. Oh, wait, she doesn't.
With her jacket.
It's 95 degrees out there. Why were they escorted off? What were they doing? To be escorted.
They were impeding the flow of traffic. They were blocking traffic.
Okay. Well, they would have made incredibly gelatinous speed bumps. I just think that if somebody had locked in the hubs and set it in 4-wheel drive, it would have been over. It would have just been a done deal.
I agree.
And their fist would have been over here, and another fist would have been over there. And those
handcuffs definitely would not have stayed on.
They would have the ultimate emancipation. I did a video. Did you pull that clip, Chris? Did a video in my truck yesterday, and I want to play it for everybody because, again, we're censored. Did you get a chance to watch it? Did you?
I watched this? Part of it.
Part of it.
Can I tell you something?
No one ever wants to watch the whole thing.
No, listen. I get distracted now with Biscuit.
Biscuit is cute.
I just want to watch Biscuit in the
Biscuit
back.
is potentially the cutest dog.
She really is. I love her so much.
The Biscuit's reaction at the end makes the entire freaking video. If you missed it, we're going to play it for you here because I've got some commentary I want to make on this very important topic. By the way, this topic is just as important as AOC getting arrested. Play the clip. I want to tell you what I did last night. I went to a restaurant and I went for dinner, asked for some hot sauce, typical request. I like hot sauce, Tabasco, Cholula, Louisiana, Tapatio, Texas Pete, Frank Sriracha, Valentina Burmans. I don't care. You name it, I like it. I like spicy things. I like the hot sauce. Well, they brought me something I'd never seen before, and if I'd read the label, I probably would have seen that this particular sauce was extracted from Satan's semen and filtered through volcanic magma. It was like the sun, people. This stuff was hotter than the water you women used to shower with. This stuff was hotter than Texas at 2 p.m., hotter than a fox in a forest fire. But I wasn't paying attention, so I just poured it all over the stuff like it was just some kind of run-of-the-mill liquid pepper. And I took a bite, didn't even take a bite, got it close to my tongue. And this molten concoction, when it touched my face, I felt like a $2 pistol had been rubbed across Lucifer's gooch. I mean, it was like 2 balls in a pair of Wranglers, folks. I felt like a middle-aged woman reading 50 Shades of Grey at a premiere Magic Mike. It was like a spot of skin between my man boobs and my beer belly. I broke into an immediate sweat after one bite, made a beeline for the bathroom in order to engage the porcelain, what I can basically identify as a diarrhea tornado. I lost weight. I cried worse than the end of Old Yeller. I had visions. I got right with Jesus. I couldn't stop drooling in the floor since my tongue was hotter than a yeast infection in yoga pants. My mouth felt like a metal spoon at Hunter Biden's house after a Chinese payday, folks. 14 hours later, I can't feel any of this region of my face or my soul. I mean, what do you put into that? How many tears of bitterness and resentment went into that recipe? How many puppies had to die? Read the labels, folks. And while you're reading things, head over to my website. Come catch a live show. But I swear, I just sterilized my children and probably my children's children. That hot sauce came with a generational curse. Biscuit, did you hear Daddy crying? Did you hear Daddy crying? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you. Biscuit put those little paws up there.
I love her.
Now, here's what I want to clarify, folks. When I do these truck videos, They're ideas that I have. They're not based in reality. I did not actually eat hot sauce. I did not actually go to a restaurant the night before. I didn't go numb from any. It was just an idea that I had. So people are blowing up the comments wanting to know what kind of hot sauce.
That's so funny.
I wish I could tell you it was Sara Gonzales' Spicy Bitch.
Not yet.
But thanks to one of my business partners, it still isn't made yet, Colton. Colton.
Oh, but also, let me just be clear. Spicy Bitch is not going to be dangerous for your...
No, you won't shit your
insides.
pants.
Yeah, you're not. It's going to be enjoyable.
Like, there was so many funny things that I could have said in that. The metaphors I thought were, like, there was a couple of them, like, hotter than a yeast infection in yoga pants. And then, of course, Satan's semen, I thought was a funny line. But then, hotter than a metal spoon at Hunter Biden's house after a Chinese payday. There were certain metaphors in there that I liked.
Yeah.
And my brain, that's just the way it works on things when I put it in that gear. But there was no actual hot sauce, people. So let me just clarify. Most of the things, stop interpreting reality from what you see on social media.
Funny.
I do comedy. I say funny things. I try to find funny phrases and throw them out there into the world just to put them into the ether to make you laugh. I know that y'all want to believe that I'm living that life, but I'm not. I was in swim trunks when I made that video. I was wearing chubbies. I had a chubby. I was sitting in I literally went out to the truck, which was in the apartment parking garage. I drove it across to the parking lot across the street, found a place with shade, and made that video.
Wow.
That's the excitement of my life. Okay,
so
I hate to burst everybody's bubble.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of what I do.
That's really funny.
I can't afford hot sauce at this point. I can't afford a real home.
Yeah,
I'm
can.
virtually homeless.
Yeah.
I'm lonely. Farmers.
Don't.
Well, listen.
Don't.
I'm on the wrong dating website. It's ancestry.com. Except for when I'm in Alabama, they spell that with an I.
Roll Tide.
Roll something. Roll over and there's your sister. Why go across the street when you go across the hall? Yeah, I got jokes. Oh boy, howdy. We've got so much to talk about. Listen, I'm proud of this kid, though, in Indiana that shot this shooter.
Yeah.
Wow, this story.
Real men still exist.
Like, this guy fired 10 shots, hit him 8 times from, 50 yards?
Incredible.
Insanity.
Incredible. With a pistol, right?
Shooting from with a pistol.
That's crazy.
I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it.
Absolutely not.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, within 22 seconds, I think it was, or 20 seconds of this guy opening fire in a mall, this kid neutralizes the subject. Hits him 8 out of 10 times. Only problem I got with this kid is how he spells his name.
Yeah.
This Elisha, there's got to be some Amish stuff going on there. Elisjsha. Your parents were seriously overachievers.
They wronged you.
Yeah, but this is nothing short of heroic. I mean, just absolutely heroic. 22 years old. 15 seconds. Neutralize the killer in 15 seconds. Now, you need to be going to the range. You need to be using your iTarget Pro. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this kid knew what was up.
Yeah.
And I say kid because to me, he's a kid, right? You're 22 years old. I'm sorry.
Of course.
I mean, I had a baby when I was 22 years old. I was married, but you see where that went in my life when you make decisions that young?
These days, they are kind of kids. But, well, I mean, he's good for him. But
if this was 1850, he'd be in the latter years of his life.
It's true.
But here we are.
They had just passed the permitless concealed carry bill.
Yeah.
In that state.
Good.
So he was legally carrying.
Well, it's like I said the other day, you take some of these restrictions off. Forget these gun-free zones. Yep. Again, how stupid do you have to be? Criminals don't care about your gun-free zones. They don't care. They're not reading your signs. They don't care about your safe space. You want a gun-free zone? Put that in your yard. Put that in your front yard and see, because I'm gonna put, Castle Law, Texas. Yeah. We're gonna say we don't call 911, we dial 357. So if you want to have a gun-free zone, I dare you, just put that in your yard. Stop putting it at the theaters. Stop putting it at the mall. Stop doing it at all these places where people go. Mm-hmm. I go to my bar on Mondays and Tuesdays, and in Fort Worth, distribution bar, I typically go in there for a drink or two. And the positioning of the bars is not the safest because you're sitting with your back kind of to the door. But trust me. You're not supposed to have the gun in there.
Yeah.
But come find out.
Right.
Come find out. All right. Losing weight. That's tough. You can't control the cravings throughout the day. Salty snacks, sweet treats, always within reach, especially when you're here at the Blaze. It's a lot of temptation these days, especially with the summer barbecues. Weight control, I've got the formula for you from Nusu Labs. The biohacking technology, they've got this incredible ability to curb your appetite and control those unwanted cravings, formulated with natural ingredients. Antioxidants. This new weight control formula is going to maximize a healthy metabolism and keep you away from all those empty calories safely, naturally, and without the harmful side effects of restrictive diets and supplements. And this one-of-a-kind formula has the mood-enhancing ingredient in dark chocolate to keep you from getting hangry. You know what I'm talking about. Nusu guarantees you'll lose up to 3 pounds in the first week, guaranteed, or your money back. Right now, get a free bottle with your order at nusulabs.com/Chad. That's nusulabs.com/Chad. Join Nusu's world-class concierge program for an extra 10% off at checkout. Free month, you're going to get a free month supply, free priority shipping at nusulabs.com/Chad. What did I say? nusulabs.com/Chad. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. Via Skype, I want to bring on my friend Seth Weathers. Seth is the founder, owner, CEO, all the big things with a company called Bring Ammo.com. You got to love a sexy title like that. BringAmmo.com sells a lot of Let's Go Brandon merch and some great patriotic apparel and stuff. And that's the beauty of what we do here. I have an apparel business, and we're still buddies. We're not enemies. We're not opponents at anything. So welcome to the show, Seth Weathers. Seth, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. I can't say quite as much for my email platform, but I myself am doing great.
Let's talk about that, because you and I have used the same, quote, email platform. Our business kind of rises and falls on our ability to communicate with our customers, whether that's a text message or an email. And so building those lists is an important thing. And there is a certain company that's out there. It's called Klaviyo. I use them. You have used them. We pay for them to do a service. But something has happened with your relationship with this company. What's going on?
Well, it's weird. So I have worked with Klaviyo, whatever it's called, for the last 2.5 years. And we built our business on that platform because they said, hey, here's the service we provide. If you don't violate our terms of service, we would love to have you as a customer, and we'd love to take your money. And they, aggressively pitched for it. And so we've been with them for 2.5 years. We've built our data on that platform. Unfortunately, it is the best when it comes to e-commerce. Yeah. It's also very, expensive for an email platform. But we didn't mind paying that and living up to our end of the contract. I think our last bill with them was almost $3,000 last month. After 2.5 years, after working with sales reps that are always happy to contact us to upgrade our plan to the next latest greatest, I received an email from them saying, hey, we are terminating your service effective July 26th due to violating our hateful content policy that promotes violence.
Wow.
Not one to be known to promote a ton of violence, and I know the policies of Klaviyo because I didn't want to ever run into a situation where we did get banned. So I look at policies of big tech companies when we work with them, when they're a major provider for our company. So I went back and checked it, and I reread the policy, and I was like, there's nothing we violated here. And so I sent them an email, and I said, I don't think we're in violation. Seems to be some confusion here. Can you please point out to us what content we did on your platform that violates this? And of course, their response back is, we can no longer discuss this case. Be gone on the 26th.
Wow.
And that's for our business survives on being able to email our customers. And we can't this is not like we're just blasting out a weekly newsletter. We can't just pick up this data and drop it over at, say, MailChimp and get right back up and going the next day. They know this. We've, again, built our business on that platform. And that's a really rough blow for a small business like ours. And we've lived up to our part of the contract. We pay our bill every month. They've not lived up to theirs, which is why we will be suing them.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're going to take legal action in that regard. Of course, I did back in February with Facebook and had favorable results. But again, it's one more lap to nowhere because they find other ways to shut you down. This is big tech, but even beyond big tech, this is a corporate This is a company, right? This is somebody you pay for a service. This isn't a free platform. And you pay them big bucks, too. I know I do every month. And you're right. I think they are the best in terms of what they provide in that realm. But, bringammo.com. I go on there. You guys, listen, we got the wrapping paper back at Christmas, the Let's Go brand. And everybody that got a gift from me last Christmas got it in your wrapping paper, right? It's great quality stuff. You got the Let's Go brand and swim trunks. You got the swimsuits. You got the, conservative. CJ looks great in hers. She's always promoting, y'all stuff. And I'm like, promote my stuff. She's like, you don't have swimsuits. And I'm like, you're right. You're right, we don't. So you guys put a great quality product. There's no violence. Where's the violence? What is the deal here? So, when they're doing this kind of thing, it's nerve-wracking because you're trying to do business. You've got a message, which is, let's face it, humorous, right? You're taking advantage of a current trend that's going on. What's the deal? Have you talked to legal counsel? Is there a recourse in this that seems like it would be a successful end?
Yeah, so I have spoken to some legal counsel. We've spoken to several different people, some of which I think, a lot of people here would know. And they said that, again, based on the fact that we were paying for a service, that that they have not pointed to any actual violation of the contract, that there is different ways that they can take the law that would end up benefiting us. And look, these companies have got to understand, you can't just go around destroying small businesses that are paying you for a service. Again, this is the equivalent of me leasing a truck from Chevrolet, and I look out the window one day. I pay my bill every month, and I look out my bill one day, and the Chevy dealership is towing away your truck. And you ask why, and they said, well, you said some shit the other day at the dealership we didn't like, so we're pulling your lease. But don't worry, we're not going to charge you next month. Well, you know what? I paid for insurance for that truck. I put gas in that truck. I'm taking care of that truck. I plan to get to work every day with that truck. You cannot just do that because some liberal 22-year-old got his panties in a wad because you hit him right in the feelers because of some email you sent.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, because I can hear the people who are objecting right now saying, well, they're a private company. They can do whatever they want.
Screw that.
They can't. You entered into an agreement. I paid you for a service, and now you're pulling back on this thing. That's not how that works. That's not how contracts and agreements work on that. So I had a meeting with my guys yesterday, and I said, you guys, and now, of course, they know your story. And you can read more about Seth's story if you go to bringammo.com, because you've got a blog post on there with it. And I'm like, we've got to already start finding a solution, because God knows if they find your stuff violent, shit, I'm in trouble, Seth. I mean, we got guns all over shirts and stuff. So it's crazy, man. What's the best way people can help you right now?
Well, we're trying to bring awareness to obviously what's going on here. I want to force Clavio into looking into this situation and hopefully not doing this to others. And I hope walking back what they've done to us. They can blame it on an intern that had made a poor decision and fire them. They can also go to bringammo.com/uncensored. We are selling a t-shirt that is /uncensorable. We are selling a t-shirt that obviously has that same phrase, because one thing we're trying to do is make sure we are making ourselves uncensorable. You're not going to be able to take our voice. You can take us off of one platform, we'll be on another. No matter what you do to us, I'm still going to talk to Kevin at Longhorn about politics that's going on. You're not going to shut us up without killing us. And I think more people need to take this attitude when it comes to big tech, and whether it comes to any company we're dealing with in the media. We can't allow ourselves to be silent. So many people are afraid to speak up. When I started this company, the purpose was to embolden conservatives to have a voice and actually speak up. And I see it, when I wear our shirts out in public, like whether it's this shirt or whatever, when other people see it, they come up and they're like, hey man, right on, I agree with that t-shirt. I'm like, why are we whispering? It's like we're in communist China or something. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I just, I know some people. I'm like, dude, you're in Georgia. What is wrong? You can do this too, Yeah. And it's funny. I say that humorously, but that's like a conversation I've had a million times with people, whether it be in the gym or wherever. And so when other people see you out there, not afraid to get out, to wear your unvaxxed shirt or whatever it may be, it emboldens them. And it lets them know, hey, my ideas aren't insane. I'm allowed to say Dr. Fauci's a little. I don't know that I can say what I want to say about Dr. Fauci on your show.
Of course you can.
But it gives them the confidence to do that. And so I think that that's what we're trying to get people to do. So it's something that we're going to continue doing, whether it's on Klaviyo or whether we have to send carrier pigeons to all of our customers. We're going to find a way.
Well, this has been the battle we're all in. You and I, like I said, we're in the same business. I look at folks out there who are entrepreneurs and free market capitalists who are selling merchandise. I don't see them as competitors. I see them as friends. I'm more than happy to. I think we share the wealth and build one another up. So I'm encouraging folks, if you haven't already, go to bringammo.com. By the way, you can even get that Bill of Rights and Declaration of Independence that he's got on his wall right there behind him. I've got copies of those as well. So I'm not just a friend, I'm a customer of bringammo.com. And so I want to encourage people to go there. Seth, many prayers, my brother. Stay strong, and we'll keep pushing through this thing because we're in it together, man.
Appreciate you, man. We're going to keep everybody updated as we go forward with the lawsuit, and we're going to win this thing.
Sounds good. Y'all keep up with him. Bringammo.com. Seth Weathers as well. Follow him on Twitter. Make sure you're checking out everything you're doing. Thank you, Seth. Hey, guys, I know you're concerned with what's going on in the world. We're heading into an uncertain future. You need to be prepared. Lots of ugly circumstances are converging all at once. I don't want you to be a victim. Go to preparewithchad.com. Going to get you a special deal where you can save $150 on a 3-month emergency food kit from the folks over at My Patriot Supply. The food kit contains a wide variety of tasty meals, enough to last 3 solid months per person. Plus, these meals provide over 2,000 calories a day to keep up your strength and energy. Listen, My Patriot Supply food kit is something every American family should have, and you're going to wish you had ordered it if disaster strikes. Go to preparewithchad.com, claim the $150 savings per kit. Your order is going to ship fast and free. It's going to arrive in discreet, unmarked boxes for total privacy. I want you to do it. Go there today. Preparewithchad.com. Go to preparewithchad.com, and we'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back to that time of the show where I must wax eloquent, and I'm going to do so. Folks, do you remember the old saying, guns don't kill people, people kill people? Well, allow me to render the same notion in modern parlance. Guns don't protect people, people protect people, and increasingly the American trust is in armed civilians more than it is in the feds and the police when it comes to mass shootings. So states a new survey that favored those pistol-packing people over their brethren bedecked in badges by 41.85% to 25.1% for local police and just 10.3% for federal agents. And, of course, 22.8% of people surveyed said none of the above because burying one's head in the sand never results in getting your ass shot off. But let's face it, you don't have to probe too deep into our collective psyche right now to understand why public trust in armed police and feds is down. When you go from the absolute debacle that was Uvalde, Texas, to the heroic efforts undertaken by Elisha Dickin the other day at the mall in Greenwood, Indiana, you get a clear example. I mean, you could pretty easily see this as a moment for America to look at the camera lens and just say, duh. I mean, we don't take what police officers and even feds do lightly on this program, and we honor their sacrifice, but that doesn't mean that we've forgotten where those folks come from. And this wouldn't be me waxing eloquent if I didn't attempt to probe a little deeper. I always try to go a little deeper, if you know what I mean. Folks, we need to go no further down the primrose path of injurious executive fiat than to examine the fallout from a Carter-era decision, the one which labeled police, EMTs, and firefighters as first responders. Now, if you listen to Glenn Beck, you've undoubtedly heard him talking about this. It seems like a minor thing to point out that the first responder in a crisis situation used to be the person who was standing closest to it, but it's not. It's not a minor thing at all anymore because that's how quickly a society can be brainwashed out of understanding its responsibilities. Police are a necessary and important thing in society, but they are not to be thought of as the first responder to anything. Because here's the deal. At the point where you have enough police to be able to respond to any crisis first, you have way too many police. But of course, by the time you realize that, it's too late and you have yourself a dangerous place to live for other reasons. Now, maybe you don't like guns. That's okay. Nobody's going to force you to own one, although that hasn't always been the case everywhere in America. But this is 21st century America, and we're reasonable. You don't have to carry one if you don't want to. But don't try to keep me from it, because I'm a first responder. I am a first responder. So is that lady next to you with a pistol strapped to her thigh. Do they still do that? I don't know. And so is Grandma with a .357 Magnum and some, where there's candy in her purse. An armed society isn't a polite society. It's society at its best. Because it's a society that acknowledges the power of suggestion goes a long way towards prevention. By and large, most people don't enjoy the prospect of being shot, so they're a hell of a lot more likely to behave themselves in a society that will collectively end them post-haste should the need arise. So we've got to get the American people back to believing in this notion. Applaud and pray for your police, but remember that our citizenry has the bigger hand in shaping our future and keeping ourselves safe. What that guy did the other day in Indiana was impressive. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And that isn't always how it goes. I get that. But, we had the deal over white settlement at the church.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Where the dude came in there and shot somebody and, bam, got his head blown off.
Yeah, you don't want to do that in a Texas church.
You don't.
There's always someone packing.
You don't. And
multiple people usually,
like,
especially in small towns.
Like, you don't want to walk into the Waffle House in Texas.
No.
It start...
No.
Fooling about.
Yeah, I mean, you may get one or two, but you're going to get brought down real damn quick.
I mean, most of the people I know, like they've so prepared themselves.
Yep.
We had Yaku on your show. You had Yaku on your show, Yaku Booyans, and he was talking about being in a simulator. I've been in those simulators where you're watching it and like you're at the mall and suddenly some guy starts shooting in the food court. It's pretty graphic.
Yeah.
These videos and how quickly can you neutralize the subject, and you start. Now, granted, in those scenarios, you're already on guard because something's going to happen.
Right.
You're having mimosas at brunch, downtown. You're not thinking of that. You're not looking around going, "Where's the active shooter?"
Okay, but whenever you enter an establishment, do you not? I mean, I do take note of like, where's the closest exit? Where would I go if this happened? How close is my purse? Wherever my or wherever my weapon is.
We did a show a couple of weeks ago, and I had some new guys traveling with us, some new musicians who had never played live with us before. We had some other guys traveling who were, we had the crew, but there were some new guys on the crew.
Yeah.
So I started going through kind of the safety protocols that we do because I remind them, guys, this ain't your band as usual.
Right.
I bring a different element occasionally. There's some people who don't like me. Yeah. So I started pointing out, and these guys are like, what are you doing?
Sometimes they quit in the middle of a show.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, these dudes are like, what are you doing? And I'm like, bro, I don't mean to alarm you. I'm just telling you, your exit is right there. So just know that it's there. There's a curtain in your way. You're gonna have to. So I kind of go through these safety protocols with my guys wherever we go, because we do travel with security and we do stay armed wherever we go. And we don't F around with that kind of stuff because people are nuts.
And if someone wanted to do that, that would be the first place they would think to go. You're right there up on a stage.
Yeah. Quit putting ideas in people's heads, Sarah. Thanks.
Well, you're the one who did it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wink, wink.
You just said you have a strategy.
If you guys really want to chat in a vulnerable spot, do it when he's telling the water park jokes. So, then you got the morons like Sonny Hostin, who claimed that Elijah Dickin broke the law by carrying a gun into Indiana Mall where he stopped a mass shooting. And that is the way a lot of the media spun that is, he violated the code of conduct in the mall by carrying. Good. Your rule is stupid.
Are they for real?
Yeah. There's a lot of people who have been saying this.
Yes, because you know why? Because they would much rather have the headline that someone came in and killed a whole bunch more people so that they could push for gun control.
Yeah. That's exactly what they
This doesn't fit their narrative, so they're pissed that this guy was able to do that.
I mean, you have the clip for that, right? Let's play that real quick.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, look at Whoopi. I love it when it freezes on her.
A good guy with a gun can control a bad guy with a gun. Well, we saw in Uvalde that that's not true.
And we saw it in Buffalo.
Yes, we saw it in Buffalo.
But we saw that it is true in Indiana.
It was true in Indiana. That was a lucky moment. And you know what? I feel like this. If you're a good guy with a gun, you should not object to background checks or licensing or, a limitation on military-style weapons that kill thousands at once or hundreds at once. So why can't they just pull that off?
But with this Good Samaritan thing, listen, I was trained when I was at the Justice Department in firearms, and I was trained in defensive firearm training. It is very hard to hit a moving target. It is hard for people that are trained to hit a moving target. It is very lucky that Good Samaritan hit that moving target in that way. And he had a gun permit, but he wasn't supposed to be in the mall with a gun. So he broke the law, even though he was a Good Samaritan.
The law of Indiana is different than the law of the mall, of Simon Malls, and I would say that takes precedence when you save a life.
Well, he saved a life, but
guys, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Oh.
We gotta go. We'll be right back.
Bummer.
There you go.
Oh, bummer.
I mean, let's get together and pool our ignorance on
She's
the
got
View.
to go. I can't imagine why she wanted to get out of that one.
I mean, come on with this nonsense. I mean, he broke the law.
That's absolutely incredible.
I hope he's getting more ass. I hope women are lined up.
Well,
and if he's gay, I hope the dudes are.
I mean, listen, but that is like the perfect. We were just talking about this the other day. It's like, you know what? I guarantee you that there are concealed carry people who have their firearms in a place where it's posted that you're not supposed to have your firearm. You know why? Because they'd rather end up in jail being able to protect themselves and their family than be dead.
Yeah, I'd rather be in prison with my family alive.
Like that's just the way it works.
That's just the way it goes. And your
apparently what
little
he thought
law
too.
that he broke is a stupid law. It's dumb.
Yeah.
So anyway, great patriot, that kid. I don't know anything about his politics, nothing else. I just know he did the right thing.
He's a man.
He was prepared and he did the right thing.
Yeah, good for him.
Horrible situation, by the way, that he was thrust into, but I was glad he was there. So I love the folks over at Minutemen Coffee. They're unapologetic in their stance and their love for this country. They're proud to be one of the fastest growing coffee companies in the nation. The economy's tough. Price is going through the roof, but they haven't raised their prices on their coffee. You can still get a full pound of their single origin blended coffee for less than most places charge for a cup. They haven't raised their prices. They've also partnered with Share Life Vacations to offer you, when you buy their 3-month prepaid coffee subscription for only $95, you're not only going to get 2 pounds of coffee every month delivered to your door, but you're going to get a $100 hotel voucher good at over 700,000 locations worldwide, no strings attached. So $95 is going to get you 3 months of coffee, $100 towards your hotel. You can't beat that. Find out for yourself. Go to MinutemenCoffee.com. And if you don't like that deal, you can always use promo code CHAD. I spell it Chad. That's going to give you 15% off your first order. And just go ahead and sign up for the 3-month subscription. You're going to love it. $100 towards your next hotel stay. Go to MinutemenCoffee.com. That's MinutemenCoffee.com. We'll be right back. All right, so what are we going to talk about? So Sonny Hostin, okay, the people of The View are morons.
Isn't it incredible that show's still on?
I don't get the fact that anybody watches it.
I don't get it.
I mean, I don't know if it's like, who's playing it? Is it doctors' offices? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like CNN in the airport.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, who's honest to God wanting these women's opinion? Anybody that has the authority to take your guns away, I've tweeted this morning, is being protected by guns.
Right.
Anybody that has that authority to try to take your guns away, and you people on Twitter said, oh, they think they have the authority. They believe they have the authority. You look, folks, don't talk tough. You allowed your whole world to be shut down for 2 years over the flu. So stop talking tough. I'm just not real impressed with the resolve and backbone of the American people these days, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And yes, if the police want to disarm you, they can come to your house. And I mean, that's what the whole red flag thing, we've seen it happen in America. They've disarmed people.
Which is a really great reason for civilians to have military-style weapons, as
they
Joy
can kill
Behar
thousands of people at once.
Yeah, thousands of people at once.
And
right.
then she corrected herself, hundreds of people at once.
Yes, that's better. So really, that's like kind of the whole point of the Second Amendment.
Well, my thing, and my buddy John Rich,
firepower.
You know, I was at John Rich's house one time, and John gets on his tirades. We start drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, and he said, if my wife was here alone, if I'm out touring, I'm doing shows, he goes, if my wife's here alone, do I want her to be able to grab, somebody's coming in and she doesn't know how many people are coming up the stairs. Mm-hmm. Do I want her to be able to grab a pistol that has 6 shots in it, or do I want to have 30 rounds
Right.
in something. I mean, you just start doing the logic, but there is no logic with how they justify these things. They're being protected by guns. They live in a little, vacuum that's protected and armed. I guarantee you, the studio audience that came in there to the View, they had to go through metal detectors. They got wanded. Their bags were checked. And that's the bubble
And they still
live
have
in.
protection.
And they have walls around their house. They have gates. They have codes. They have security. They don't go out in public without somebody watching their back.
Right.
They just,
They just don't want that for you.
they don't want it for you. You did you see the Ben Affleck and J-Lo got married?
I saw.
And so she's been married 17, 18 times? I don't know, 100 at once.
Thousands at once.
But she's, in terms of rings, she's almost caught up with Tom Brady, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
But there was a headline that said that J-Lo and Ben Affleck marry among civilians. Among civilians.
Oh my
So
God.
if you want to know how the elites look at you,
Wow.
yeah, among civilians.
That's bad.
Okay. So they don't see you as real people.
And they don't even, I guarantee you, whoever wrote that headline just didn't even think twice about it.
No. Yeah.
Did not even
among
think
the
twice
civilians.
about it. Yeah.
George Soros has donated $1 million to Beto O'Rourke's campaign to unseat
he
Governor
has.
Greg Abbott. That ought to tell you everything you need to know.
Of course he has.
I mean, let me go a little bit further and tell you that George Soros has also donated to Greg Abbott's campaign.
I was about to say.
So, but let's just focus on what we're focused on right now. He donates to everybody. And it's unfortunate that we have two absolute pieces of shit running for governor in Texas. But that's the fact. We do. Greg Abbott's shit just stinks a little less.
You could have had, listen.
Well, you could
saying,
have had somebody
this.
that just didn't care about the big government nonsense and was
Coulda had
willing to go
this.
in there and pull no punches. But you didn't do that because he was all a joke to you.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you one thing, you let old Beto get in there, Robert Francis get in there, you're going to see a joke. And you got Greg Abbott, who's continually opening the door to big tech and Silicon Valley. You can't afford your property tax. You can't afford your home. You can't buy a home. You can't buy land. Can't do anything because he's a big government shill. And he hasn't done anything about the southern border, your property taxes, or anything else. He hasn't done anything. So there you go. You could have had this.
Sometime,
I may not be the governor you need, but I was the governor you wanted. That's for sure.
well, I think both. But it's just interesting how he comes up with, during election season, he starts talking about, well, I'm going to do this and that at the border. It's like, bro, how many years have you had and you haven't done anything? And now all of a sudden the election starts creeping up and you start talking about all of these things you're going to get done. Bullshit.
Yeah, no. And I get pissed off at the uninformed people who just continually defend the guy. Now, yes, come November, I will vote for Greg Abbott.
course.
And I want you to vote for Greg Abbott. I want you to go, because at least we know we can. Now, granted, there ain't no state representatives can get to Greg Abbott and get in his ear, but we know the pressure points, how to push the guy, at least to get him moving in a conservative direction.
Well, we also know what the alternative is.
The alternative is
how bad it would be.
garbage.
Right.
The alternative is we turn into California.
Yes.
And if George Soros is giving $1 million, which, by the way, is a squirt of piss compared to what these people are willing to pay to get O'Rourke into the governor's office.
All people from out of state, mind you.
And I love it how they say that Greg Abbott holds the advantage. He's got $45.7 million in cash on hand, while O'Rourke has $23.9 million. Those aren't true numbers. That might be the public thing that you're wanting to see. Greg Abbott's got more like $75 million. Let's just put it this way. It's a bottomless pit.
Yeah.
He has all the money in the world.
is.
And so does Beto O'Rourke. And if you really want to do the study, see how much money is actually coming from Texas versus California, New York, or other places. The money's not to the O'Rourke campaign is not coming from Texas.
Do you think if O'Rourke loses, he's finally going to go away? Because that would be his.
No, he's
that
not
would
going to
be
go
the
away.
third-
He'll be the mayor of El Paso or some nonsensical thing like that.
You think El Paso would vote for him? after
Yeah, they will,
How
unfortunately.
embarrassing he's been.
They unfortunately will, because again, America's screwed because, and I'm just gonna say, people say, well, what did you learn? And I'm going to be mean here it's going to sound mean. I love y'all. I really do. I love y'all. And most of our audience gets it. People say, what did you learn running for office? That people are stupid. They're just dumb. I mean, like, they're just not paying attention.
They don't understand
They're
at all
not
how
paying
our
attention. They think there's an R by their name, that it's a Republican. That's what we're going to do.
They don't understand primaries.
Yeah, they don't understand the primaries. They don't understand. It's so, and our audience gets it. The folks listening to this show, they get it. They're tuned in. But by and large, people just don't pay attention to politics. That's not part of their day-to-day life. Like, but we have to.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really a political guy as much as I'm a culture guy. I like talking about culture, but you know, I learned a ton of stuff, but the biggest thing I learned is how uninformed people are. So, yeah, you know, Greg Abbott, according to the polls right now, and by the way, Greg Abbott doesn't do anything unless he's polled it first. So he spends $25,000 a week on polls. That's how he governs.
Jeez.
$25,000 a week on polls. He has his entire career, okay?
That's how he governs.
He sticks his finger in the air to see which way the wind's blowing. That's just a sad fact.
What Ron DeSantis is doing and does it about
he at least says it
2 weeks later.
He at least says he's going to do it.
Right.
He doesn't do it. But you got to vote. Again, you got to vote for Greg Abbott. They're saying there's an 8% lead of Abbott over O'Rourke. I think he's going to bury the guy. I really think he's going to bury the guy because, you know, small town Texas is what carries the day, not the big cities. So we'll see what happens in this whole thing. But
I'm worried that it's just going to be the O'Rourke people who come out to vote.
There's a lot.
They're passionate about this asshole.
Yeah.
No one's passionate about Greg Abbott. You just don't want O'Rourke to win.
And when's Greg Abbott ever inspired any passion in anybody? I mean, has the guy ever given a rousing speech?
No.
I mean, people at least told me, they were like, man, we love when you come and talk.
Yeah.
I mean, they still ask me to come do speeches.
Right.
All these political organizations and things, they still are asking me, will you come, will you come, will you come? I'm like, no, you can't afford me.
Right.
Y'all think I'm still campaigning. I ain't free anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a joke, but anyway. Okay, it's time to shake up your workout routine. Get the best audio wireless earbuds that I've seen. Raycon wireless earbuds are the best way to bring audio with you because no matter how much you shake things up, literally, no matter how much you shake, they're not going to fall out of your ears. Everyday earbuds, that's what they're called. They look, feel, and sound better than ever. There's also the awareness mode for when you need to listen to your surroundings so you can take your Raycons with you wherever you go. They got the optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit. These earbuds are so comfortable. They're not going to budge, trust me. The Raycons do not fall out of your ears no matter what you're doing during your workout. Raycon offers 8 hours of playtime, 32-hour battery life. They're priced just right, so you get quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. And it's no wonder that Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 48,000 five-star reviews. So right now, I'll get you 15% off of your Raycon order at buyraycon.com/watchchad. That's buyraycon.com/watchchad. Get you 15% on all your Raycon products. Buyraycon.com/watchchad. And we'll be right back. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is. Also, check out my blog, ChadPrather.com. Fun news every day. News you can use then lose. And Sara Gonzales Unfiltered on YouTube. Search Sara Gonzales TX. And hit that like button right there if you're watching us on YouTube. And come to a show. I'm on vacation next week. Don't call me. Seriously. Don't call me. And Lubbock, Texas, I think is where we're going to be at the end of the month, last week of the. Anyway, come see us. Come see us. I'm already in vacation. I may be
vacation
still
mode.
Drunk from last night. I don't know.
Boy.
It's a lot of tequila.
It's
a lot of tequila.
Not what you want, Chad.
Sarah, I love you. I appreciate you. Come hang with me tomorrow. Let's do this again.
Let's do it.
Lounging on the couch. BlazeTV.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad to save on an annual subscription. Also go shopping at ChadOnBlaze.com. We love you. God bless you. We'll get off the rails tomorrow. Bye.